Well, greetings, BA107 students. This is Mr.D, and I am your instructor here for the spring term at Cerritos College of Human Relations for spring 2026. And I wanted to do a little video. I typically do a video each week, kind of giving you a little overview of what we studied as well as looking ahead to the following week. So obviously the first week of your class, we just looked at management and the history of management. We touched on what is human relations management and kind of got the ground or foundational aspects of our topic underway. This week, we're going to be looking at inclusion and diversity, which are two very important components to any organizational environment, most notably the fact that we're working together with others and we're relating to each others and to each other. And these are the areas that often people struggle or are challenged with. So it's a great topic for us to consider. And by the way, great job, everybody, on your first week's worth of work. You had a minimal amount of work because it was the first week, but you did do your check-in assignment, introduced yourself, and I got to read all of those and to send a short greeting back to most all of you. Also, you did a quiz, I believe it was, and an assignment, and I'm grading those as we speak, or as I speak. As we move into week number two, like I mentioned, we're going to be looking at inclusion and diversity as our two topics. So I'll be going over those assignments with you here in just a few moments. In fact, I'm going to stop sharing this screen and I'm going to go ahead and share our screen for our class in Canvas. And here is our Canvas homepage. I'm sure by now you have been able to navigate around, but it has the two most recent announcements at the top. There's some quick links right here to get to either Zoom or modules or to look at the syllabus for the course, as well as to see where you're at right now as far as grading. All my contact information is here. And then, of course, you have a navigation table that I've created. So these first four circles blue are basically the four modules of the class. Roughly every 2 weeks is a new module, so you can select the module based off of the dates, and that's what you should be working on in that module. There's a start here button that you, I'm sure, went to right when you came into the class for the first time, and that just gives you a little overview as well as kind of how to navigate around in the course. It also gets you started into the welcome module that we did. There's also a syllabus there you can view. This is different than the syllabus, simple syllabus here. This is actually a paper syllabus that you can view that's a little more detailed. I have my communication plan here, and then of course there's a help button that has all kinds of resources to help you connect with me, connect with others, or connect with the help desk, or even Canvas. So take advantage of those as we're on this page, but I'm going to go ahead and select module number one since we are in module one still, second week in module one. Just to back up a little bit here, you did have your first day discussion here. So I'm pretty much graded all of those now, but you can please read my comments as well as read other students' comments. But this is just your way of kind of checking in, making sure you're in the course and introducing yourself. You did a study plan. I know some of you had some questions about the text. And the way this class is built is the text is integrated into the study plan. So when you pay the $35, you're not actually reading a textbook, you're reading the various module folders, study plan folders, excuse me. So as you read through, you click next page, it gives you the next page, and that's basically you reading the textbook. And at the end of each of those study plans, there's some quizzes for each of the different sections that you're studying. So there's really no textbook in the sense that you're reading a book outside of what's already built into the course. And hopefully that made sense earlier in the week when I sent you emails about that. But yes, you definitely need to pay the $35. They used to have a course fee years ago, and that would cover the cost of this. Now they switched it to paying the cost of access here, and it's the same price. So it's either you pay it at the beginning of class or you pay it here. They've just moved it to being paid for here. So when you select your first study plan, as you probably already experienced, you need to pay the $35, and then that gives you access to everything. So once you work through the study plan, though, you will be completing the quiz as you complete it, and then you have an assignment. And that's all you had for week number one. The slide deck, all that is the PowerPoint slides, and you'll see those every week. As we move down then to this week, you're going to be looking at inclusive workplaces. And so work through the study plan on that. As you do, you'll be completing the quiz. We do have a discussion for that. So make sure that you interact with other students. The idea here is that you make a post based off of the content of the discussion, and then give your comments, answer the questions, and then dialogue with other students. And of course, the more you interact, and I'll also join in there, the higher your score will be. And I have two of them here because there's two sections of the class merged into one in this particular shell. So you'll only see one, but on mine here you see two because it's for each of the different sections. So this week you just have a quiz and then a discussion, but you do have two study plans because we're doing a 9-week class. If this was a 16-week class, you would have one a week, but because it's a 9-week, you have a few of the weeks we have two. So this is one of those weeks, week number 2. So you're also going to be studying social responsibility and ethics in this particular topic. So make sure you, or this particular week, so make sure you review the study plan for that. There's going to be some great resources in there as well that you can get a little bit further study if you want to go a little deeper into the topic. But this week you'll also have then a quiz, which will take place as you work through the study plan, and then you have an assignment. So basically, you have two quizzes and then a discussion post and an assignment for this week's work. So if you have any questions or concerns or run into any trouble, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. But I'll be pretty much doing a video like this every week. And each week there'll be a little bit more content to them. Since this is the first week or first video I've done, second week of the class, there's not a whole lot yet to talk about other than it probably was interesting for you to read through the history of management, getting into some of scientific management skills, as well as history of human relations, and how that ties into the Mayo Hawthorne studies and things like that, which are really interesting. All that history stuff is quite interesting, as well as you covered a little bit on the idea of remote workplaces and things like that. So anyway, this week will be just as exciting as you look at inclusive workplaces, diversity, and then, of course, ethics and social responsibility. So be watching for a video from me next week. If you need to get a hold of me, please don't hesitate to reach out via email or text, and I will get back to you. Or also, you can set up an appointment with me in my bookings app, and you can find that at the end of the email for this week's announcements. All right, have a great week, everyone. We'll see you, or you'll see me on video again next week.